Hey guys, today we're making spinach feta pastries. This is everything we're going to need to start. Not too many ingredients. For these, we're just going to prep them real quick. So like chop up your onions, get all your stuff into a bowl, kind of like this. So here I chopped up the onion, you want like a medium chop, and then I took out the spinach, I let that thaw, and then I took out the cheese as well. And I chopped up some rosemary. First things first, we're going to want to squeeze all of that water out of the spinach because if we leave it in there, it's going to make our pastries extremely soggy. So you're going to add this to a paper towel. Look, it's already messing up the counter with all the water. It's fine though. We're going to fold this over, kind of like a present. We're going to tuck everything in. And then we're going to fold over the sides and essentially, oh my gosh, this is making an absolute mess on the counter. It's fine though, it's fine. Run this over to the sink and just squeeze it out. After taking care of that, you're going to add a teaspoon of salt to your spinach, a half teaspoon of pepper, teaspoon of garlic, tablespoon of olive oil, and then your chopped up onion. You're also going to add in your feta cheese, 6 ounces, and then your 4 ounces of mozzarella. And lastly, 2 eggs. Oh, and I nearly forgot, we're going to add a little pinch of the rosemary. Save about half of this or a little bit more for the topping for the pastries. So just set that aside. Now with this, we're going to mix it up, and this is going to be our filling for our pastries. Switch over to a rubber spatula after it's pretty much combined and set this aside. Let's move on to rolling out our pastry dough. Alright, so for this you can use either homemade puff pastry, which is what I'm going to be using here, or you could just use a store-bought. If you're using store-bought, you're just going to take out 2 sheets, use one at a time, so start with the first one, then you'll move on to the second one. But if you're doing homemade, you're going to do what I did here. So I took my whole sheet of dough, cut it in half, start rolling it out. Mine's a little cold, so I had to hit it out a little bit. We're going to roll it out into about a 12-inch long rectangle, and then you're going to flip this over best as you can. And then you're going to try to roll it out to about 8 inches or so. After getting it about 8 by 12 inches, you're going to cut this into 6 pieces. So I'm just going down the center and then cutting 6 on the sides by doing 2 more lines. After you do that, you're going to be folding up your pastries. I recommend doing this on the cookie sheet. All I'm doing here is folding in the 4 corners toward the center. I tried doing this on the counter and it was hard to pick them up, so I recommend doing it on the actual sheet. Move these over. Now we're going to take a knife and dust it with flour, and for our second design, we're going to be cutting slits into the corners. So there is a way to do this by like folding it over and cutting it, but my dough is pretty sticky, so I couldn't do it like that. So this takes longer, but same effect. You're essentially going to add a slit to one side. Do not cut all the way through. Just cut a slit around the corner area, if that makes sense. And you're going to repeat this on the diagonal corner. So just cutting 2 slits around that corner, kind of like framing that corner. Kind of like a picture frame, but don't cut all the way around, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain. I hope showing it works a little bit better. You're going to repeat this for all 6 of your little squares. Alright, so it should look something like this when you're done. Set that aside for now. I put these in the fridge before working on fillings, but we're going to start fillings. This one's been refrigerated. And you're just going to go all the way around, and we're going to put this in the fridge to set once I get all the fillings on. And we're repeating this with the second sheet. I use less filling for this one. You'll see soon why when we start folding. So you need a little bit less filling, because it's a little hard to get the dough over it. But essentially you're going to lift up your slitted cut corners and fold those sheets of dough over. So do one and then the other going the other way. It creates like a nice twist in the corners. And repeat this for all of them. And then you're going to set this in the fridge for about like 5 minutes or so. And I was really happy. I actually used all of my filling. That never happens. Oh, and while they're chilling, be sure to set your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. While that chills, we're going to be working on all of our toppings. So essentially we're going to make an egg wash. We're going to take our egg yolk and add 1 tablespoon of water. Mix that up as well as you can. And we're going to use that for our egg wash. So these are done chilling. We're going to brush on that egg wash we just made. And then we're going to sprinkle on our Parmesan cheese. Then you're going to add I did sea salt on top. And then I added that rosemary we had. And there we go. These are ready to go into the oven. You're going to bake these for 10 minutes. Then you're going to flip the sheets in the oven and bake for another 10 minutes. So 20 minutes in all. Time for clock wipe. And so you look at that. These look amazing. This is actually my first time making homemade puff pastry, and I was really happy with the results. You can really see those layers. I really hope you guys like this recipe as much as I did. I've been stuffing my face with these all week, and please subscribe. Have a nice day.